If everybody will stay on their feet, we're going to begin the ceremony now with the presentation of colors by the UFA Pipe and Drums and Honor Guard.
Right, base. Present. Arms.
Everybody would now join me. We're saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Arms. Pose. Forward. Base.
You may be seated. Many thanks to the Honor Guard and the always awesome UFA Pipe and Drum Band for opening today's ceremony. I'd like to start by welcoming everyone who is joining us as we share this cloistered but necessary version of a new firefighter swearing-in ceremony. This is the commencement ceremony for Unified Fire Class number 53. And like those who have joined us previously, we're proud to welcome you to our ranks. Like previous groups, Class 53 has spent several months working through long hours, hard work, and demanding conditions in order to be ready for their first shift as Unified Fire first responders. Unlike previous groups, Class 53 faced the unexpected twist of having to undertake this challenge while the department and the world made decisions on how to best deal with the widespread pandemic. Like the rest of our department, they were subjected to daily health screenings to ensure the group was healthy and no individual posed a perceivable hazard to the group's overall well-being. Like the military and police training that must still be conducted as well, fire training doesn't always allow for social distancing. The very nature of emergency response requires teamwork, sometimes in close quarters. Despite societal conditions, our department and our communities needed us to meet minimum staffing standards in order to fulfill our commitment to provide an appropriate response in emergencies. Even today, at this minimal gathering, we're taking precautions to ensure group health. We've limited attendance to those who've spent the last few months training together and a small portion of our command staff, all of whom have been undergoing daily health screenings. And even today at this abbreviated gathering, we maintain distancing wherever possible. Today is an important day for these 31 individuals in the department alike. They've begun a pursuit that constitutes a career-long course of education, betterment, and service. Shortly, they will take an oath to stand by their career choice, like the group training, which they have had to continue in order to prepare to help us meet staffing needs. This swearing-in process is also a required step in order for them to best serve the public in this capacity. So we gather for one final day to complete this portion of their training process in order that tomorrow they can respond to 911 calls. We will now hear from their peer throughout the training process, Stephen Gillette, who will speak to and on behalf of Class 53. After which we will hear from Chief Matt Rhodes, who is the battalion chief over the training group.
On behalf of Class 53, I would like to start off by thanking Chief Peterson, Assistant Chief Higgs, the rest of the command staff, Division Chief Rhodes, Captain Dinkle, Specialist Anderson, and Specialist Garrett, as well as the rest of our training cadre and all the guest instructors who've managed to come out here to the training grounds and provide us the wonderful training that UFA offers. And most importantly, I would like to thank our family and theirs. Every one of the late nights that we came home beaten down and exhausted, our instructors got here before us and left after us and did everything we did right alongside us and then some. And our families at home did everything that they normally had to do in addition to everything that they would normally count on us on. And I don't know if you guys have heard, but things are pretty crazy out there right now with the whole pandemic situation. We've accomplished something here that a lot of people dream of, but few ever even attempt. We've subjected ourselves to long hours, tough workouts, and draining training evolutions. We have fought fires, crawled through obstacles in total darkness, been crushed, had our breathing air cut off when we were already completely winded. And through all that, our training has given us the ability to maintain calmness and the wherewithal to troubleshoot problems and come out on the other side. Our training cadre expected of us things that we didn't know we were capable of, and we delivered. They expected us to not only be able to do the basic tasks of a firefighter, but to understand the reasoning behind them at a level rarely seen. When I think about everything we've accomplished here, I'm reminded of the Rudyard Kipling poem, If. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings, and risk it all on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you, except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you will be a man, my son. My apologies for some of the outdated language there. I love that poem, but it's missing something. It's all about the individual, and we're not individuals. We're in the business of saving lives, and that's a team sport. And the team must always come first. One way that our instructors have taught us that caught me by complete surprise was their emphasis on uniformity. Uniformity is, excuse me. I initially thought they were just teaching us about attention to detail, which they certainly did. We learned a lot about that and how little things can lead to big consequences. But one thing that caught me by surprise was that the cadre kind of let us do things however we wanted, as long as it didn't hinder our ability to respond or make us unsafe. And I was beyond frustrated by that. Our results were often arbitrary, but that had a lot of value. It forced us to run things through each other and through the group. It forced us to care about each other more than ourselves. I may not like my hood over my right boot, or my gloves in my turnout pockets, or leaving my sweater in the classroom when it's 30 degrees outside. But that's what worked for the group. And so I had to suck it up, and I became we. We also learned accountability. I can't tell you how many times we were all standing behind the basement prop, and I just had that sinking feeling in the pit of my stomach because I screwed up somehow, and I knew that we were going to have to talk about it. But before I could say a word, half a dozen of my classmates were already talking about their mistakes, and sometimes even talking about my mistakes as a knock-on effect of what they did. And we learned other things as well. We learned that patchouli oil is evil. We learned how to make good decisions. Specialist Stratton can tell you all about that. He has an algorithm and everything. We learned about toluene and ethane and methylethylbenzene and all the hazmat nerdery. We also learned about each other. We learned who to talk to if your shoulder's sore, who's really into dairy, who has a secret wealth of knowledge about the storage of grains, rice in particular, or who knows all about your European history, or who you need to talk to if you need to get to the bottom of who did what. Ramirez. Most of all, the thing that I learned is that Class 53 is a group of people that I can point to confidently and say I trust my life with. I trust each and every one of you with my life and the welfare of my family and the lives of the people who we respond to when they are in need. I don't know what the road ahead will be like for any of us, but I know this. If we can manage to hold on to the humility, the compassion, the good judgment, or the toughness that I've seen from each and every one of my fellow recruits, and that the training cadre has modeled for us throughout our careers, then however long they last or whatever rank we achieve, our careers will be successes in my book. Thank you.
Morning. You guys seem happier today. I don't think we got the memo out to the construction crew next door to not stop what they're doing. But anyways, I'd just like to take a few minutes and just share with you a few of my thoughts. I would like to thank command staff, Chief, for the support you've given me and my staff, the trust that you put into us to train the new guys and get them where they need to be for a successful career. Camps are difficult, right? We had this talk up front and we met with you guys individually. We met with you guys as a group. Camps are difficult for a reason though. We've got to test you guys. We've got to put you under stress and make sure you're the right fit for our department and the work ahead of you, right? I can't be more proud of you guys and your efforts. I remember the first few days looking at every one of you, and I do this every recruit camp, and I look at individuals and think, I don't know if he's going to make it. I don't know if he's going to make it, but somehow you guys pull through, and you guys came together as a group faster than I've ever seen anybody. I think we're doing some right things, setting them up for success in the forefront of recruit camps, but you guys came together extremely fast. You guys all were hired as individuals, but today you graduate as a team. So always remember that, right? So you had recruits reach out to you when you were hired, and always remember that. They gave you some advice, some support to make you successful. So in turn, you guys will reach out to recruits going forward and offer them up the same advice. So share that institutional knowledge, what you've gone through in here, and pass that on to the next people. Always remember to take care of your brothers and your sisters. You guys have taken care of each other in here, and I couldn't be more proud of you, honestly. I need to say thanks to my staff. Captain Dinkle, we started doing camps years ago, and I've watched these camps evolve to better than I could ever dream of putting camps together. So thank you, Captain. You're doing a phenomenal job. All my staff, all the cadre, Madison, you guys made this a huge success. The camps keep getting better and better. We're hiring the right people and we're training them the right way. So anyways, I'll end with this little quote that I have. I hang this on my desk in my office and I like it. I read it all the time. So the chances of success, each one of you have this within you, and I know where you finished. So to be successful, 0% effort, you won't do anything. 10% effort, you can't do anything. 20% effort, I don't know how. 30% effort, I wish I could. 40% effort, I want to. 50%, I think I might. 60% effort, I might. 70% effort, I think I can. 80% effort, I can. 90% effort, I am. 100% effort, I did. And then I added one more 110% effort, strong work. Strong work, class 5-3. Always remember this day. It's a good day.
We will now hear from Unified Fire's Chief of the Fire Department, Chief Peterson, who will then transition directly into the swearing-in ceremony of all the new recruits.
It's a privilege to be here. 31 recruits, a lot of great faces in here. I love hearing the stories about how the teamwork has worked, how the effort is made happen. I heard some stories about how you bonded even better this time than in the past. 31's a lot of people to come together, a lot of people to make happen. And I'm sorry we can't be in a different space where we can celebrate with your families, but at least they're able to watch here and now, which is a wonderful thing. We each of you have found a great way to serve, right? This is a really great calling, a really great career. You've worked real hard to be a part of this team, not only to get into the team itself, but through these last weeks, trying to make sure that you could make it through to the end. And we are absolutely looking forward to having you out in the field with us, delivering service to our community. Training cadre's done great work. You know, in training, you can teach how, but it takes a lot more to inspire. And I am absolutely confident that the team has inspired you towards making this a great career and inspired you to learn and grow as a firefighter themselves. Now it's your turn. Now it's your turn to go out and figure out what it is this career means to you. What do you want out of this career, right? What do you want to be known for? How do you want to be perceived out in the field from the first day to the last day? How will you make a difference in the communities we serve? What we do every day is we go out into the community and solve problems. How do you want to take care of that? What are you going to be different? And then how will you make sure that you enjoy this entire experience, right? You have to know who you are. You have to be true to your values, because that is why we hired you. We hired you because of your values. You are not here because you're stronger and faster. You're here because of your values and what we want in our community providing this service. A couple of quotes to ponder, really short ones. One is, those who let things happen usually lose to those who make things happen. Another is, leaders think and talk about solutions. Followers think and talk about problems. So as you move forward, make things happen and be a leader. A few things to remember that we talked about earlier when I visited you. This is a career, not a job. It's a long-term role. Every position you take here is part of a career path. Nobody comes to work here and punches a clock. It's not that kind of career. We work for our communities. We're here to solve their problems. We are servants, and we need to put them first in our service. Treat them all well, and you'll be shocked at how they'll express their appreciation towards you as a human, as a person, as a firefighter. We do work in teams, just like it's been talked about already. You need to make sure and be able to trust your teammates and be trustworthy in the way you go about your life. Work close with your crew, work close with the crews around you, and realize that it takes a lot of crews to solve the problems that we're challenged with, both UFA crews and neighboring fire agency crews. You need to grow and develop as a firefighter. You need to be the best that you can be. There's always going to be something new to learn in this career. You will spend your entire career trying to master this. That's part of the draw to this career. Remember how it feels to be a recruit. Demonstrate humility as you move forward. Be proud, but be free of arrogance. Don't tip into that. Be on the right side of arrogance. Treat those coming in behind you with great respect. You were them. And remember how you felt when you had a senior person treat you with respect. Do that same thing as you move through your career. Learn all you can about the UFA. This is a large and complicated organization. We offer great opportunities for you. You have to take the time to learn about them. You must take that time. Ask lots of questions and figure out where you can serve the best. Take responsibility for your happiness. You get to manage that. You have a choice every day to come to work and be happy or unhappy. You have that same choice at home. Don't let the decisions that are made around you affect your behavior. You can still be happy during that time. Don't let another person's bad day on your team affect your day. Try to help them get through their bad day, but don't you become a bad day for them. Get involved in the areas you enjoy. You will get assignments that you may not like, and you can take care of those and you can make that happen. But if you control your future, you can get involved in areas that you absolutely love to do all the time. To get involved in those areas, though, you have to make yourself indispensable. You have to make it to where we can't live without you in that new assignment. Don't ever act like you're entitled to anything. Make yourself indispensable for what you want to make happen. Be aware of your mental wellness. You will see things that affect you. It's going to be a challenge. talk about it, seek help. We have a lot of resources to help you in that area. It is actually a weakness for you not to look for help as opposed to getting help. Balance your career and your personal life. You can have it all if you manage this right. There are times in your life when your family needs you more, but there are also times when you can give more to your career. Realize that moves back and forth. Pay attention to the indicators on both sides. Your spouse will let you know in really quiet ways when you're doing things inappropriately at home, and your crewmates will let you know when you need to give a little more towards the career. Pay close attention to those indicators. And remember, this is a career, it's not a job. If you've had a job through your life, this is very different. This is a career. And then the last one of these messages is please don't go out and spend all your money, right? You have a chance to make this a really good, wealthy career. Live within your means today. Don't go to work the first day and think that you can have everything that your captain has. He may have been here 20 years, has got a lot of savings built up. You need to live within your means. Practice delayed gratification. Save money for both today and tomorrow. Max out your deferred compensation early in a percentage. Let it grow with you. You can retire wealthy when you combine your pension and your savings and investment. This isn't a career that you can just go until you're 80 years old in. There's a limit to how much time you can spend on an engine or a truck company. That's why the pension is there, right? Be prepared for that and enjoy every minute of that career. I want to kind of close on with a little bit about courage, because I really do believe that courage becomes a really critical part of this entire career. Courage is defined as the mental or moral strength to venture, persevere, and withstand danger, fear, or difficulty. There are times when you're going to be afraid, and actually that is absolutely okay. To never be afraid in this career is probably just plain stupid. There are things we're going to face that will make you afraid. Sometimes that fear is going to be a lifesaver for you. But having the courage to face the fear is critical, right? Make that happen. You showed significant courage on the first day of camp. You remember the feeling when you came in? You were intimidated by the instructors. You looked at the number of other people. You had a challenge coming into that first day, and it showed courage for you to make it through. You didn't know what you didn't know. You might have been a little intimidated by everybody around you. You might have been really scared about failing and heard stories about that routine. But here you are, you made it, and now it doesn't seem quite as scary anymore by being at this space. You're about to enter a fire station all alone as a new guy coming into a group of experienced, seasoned professionals. And that takes courage. That first day takes courage. Think of it, though, one step at a time when you make that happen. Eleanor Roosevelt has a great quote that I'll read. Courage is more exhilarating than fear. In the long run, it's easier. We do not have to become heroes overnight, just one step at a time, meeting each thing that comes up, seeing it as not as dreadful as it appeared, and discovering that we have the strength to stare it down. Take in mind that you will develop courage all through this career. Don't be afraid of that. So live your interview, live your oath of office that you're going to take in a minute, embrace your experiences, go forward with courage as you move ahead. And you belong here and you've earned your place, and don't ever forget that. Don't let everybody tell you you didn't earn sitting in this chair right now today. And welcome to the next phase of your career. So with that, I'd like you to all stand up and I'll get a chance to deliver the oath of office. So raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Utah. I will uphold the policies and traditions of Unified Fire Authority at all times to the best of my ability. I will never let danger or personal feelings deter me in the performance of my duties as a firefighter, which are
which are
the savings of life and property.
the savings of life and property.
I will dedicate myself
I will dedicate myself
to faithfully serve the public,
to faithfully serve the public,
which has placed its faith in me,
which has placed its faith in me,
and I will discharge
and I will discharge
the duties of my office
the duties of my office
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations. Thank you.
We will now begin the individual badge ceremonies. One at a time, each recruit will come forward and be pinned by the training staff of their choice. Names will be introduced by Captain Dinkle.
Okay, we're gonna do this in alphabetical order by last name. We'll start. First off, Gage Albee. All right, next up, Bridger Bensinger. Chris Bertram. Levi Cronus. Madison Fivas. Stephen Ganellan. Stephen Gillette. Chris Hansen. Stockton Hansen. Ariel Hansen. Fail Heverin. Chris Hygon. Colby Hymas. Caleb Lewis. Caden Lindquist. Sam Matajazic. Casey Miner. Sean Mott. Tom Nilsson. Robert Niles. Cody Pace. Gabe Ramirez. You might hear a big cheer when I announce his name from like California, right? Logan Reddit. Tyson Rogers. Cameron Snyder. Gary Sorensen. Stephanie Stromsdorfer. Heidi Wimokley. Derek Wolst. Thomas Wood. Terry Woodward. Congratulations, boys and girls.
Now that everybody's been sworn in, has their badges, the final part of this ceremony is the returning of the Class Academy Guidon. The Guidon is a flag that is symbolic to the recruits given to them on their first day. It's symbolic of their commitment to their training, what they're doing here, and they protect it throughout the duration of their training period through physical fitness, running, and every day they're here. At this point in time, they'll return it to the training battalion chief, Matt Rhodes. After which, there'll be a closing ceremony where 2 recruits ring the bell to my left. Throughout the entirety of their camp, this bell has been available for someone to ring. If you ring it before this day, you're out of this camp at that point in time. Today, they're all out of this camp. That'll be the conclusion of our ceremony.
You guys ready?